All right there. Hello again. Or 5, 6, I don't remember. Did a little work on things. First off, I got it rigged up here. Got the old jumper wire, the ground prong brought into it. Because if you noticed, I moved these two wiring harnesses between. I brought them up between the frame rail and the fender. That way I don't have to have them dangling down on the tire and getting in the way and everything. So I can just have them up there. Ooh, don't want to forget my screwdriver. So, and if you notice the other end, ow, I jammed my toe earlier and now I just stabbed it again in my boot. That hurt. Anyway, I just quickly clamped down the end of my jumper wire into this junction portion, which goes to the ground. And to test if I had a good ground or not, I took my meter. Let's do it. Switch it to resistance, ohms. There we go. See? Just kind of jammed in the insulation right along the wire there. Let's do this thing. So what I was doing, first thing was, while uploading the last video, working on the dashboard, getting it, all the wires cleaned up and chased out, seeing what went where, and especially getting rid of all the extra wires, moving them out of the way, because there are a whole bunch of wires that have been cut, that have been disconnected, that have just been hacked together and spliced a whole bunch. A couple wires, at least two, no, I think 4 of them now, I want to replace because they've been spliced or damaged in some way, and they're part of the needed wiring. But yeah, connected. They have power, and look at all these wires here. Look at that. Wire cut comes off the back of that panel to, I think, the oil temperature, so I have no idea what the oil temperature is. Factory connector, not plugged into anything. Factory wiring harness, 3 eyelets, and the third one, yep, comes out right here. Comes right out from it. Also not connected to anything. This harness portion, 4 wires, not connected. All 4 have been cut. This one with 3 wires, cut. An aftermarket connection, not plugged in. That's just a dashboard light, those are fine. And that's turned around on itself and wrapped up. So it probably has power. Look at that. This is probably, I believe, was the PTO indicator light. Comes in through the firewall, just randomly through the firewall by itself. Splice, light, splice. Short little piece of splice. Fuse, splice, connector. It's like, seriously? How many splices? All of them. And let's see, we have 2 wires, which have factory fitted connections on them. Not connected to anything. This one was just torn off. Yep, torn. And these other, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires right here. Cut, not connected. And there's a few more over here. There's a cut one there. There's a disconnected barrel plug, round prong. There's another one there. There's some of these 2, which are the ones I've been working on, headlights and wiring. And this one over here. And that one over there. This one up top. This goes to the harness for the lights. But it's like, good grief. A whole bunch. Look at all these freaking wires. 50-year-old truck. A work truck has all those wires, go nowhere. Well, maybe they do. Maybe that's why some of my stuff ain't working. I don't know. This is definitely why the oil temperature ain't working, because, well, that's what it comes off of. But I'm not too concerned about that one right now. I need the lights to work. That way I can get it down the road and get the frame fixed. So that's what I was working on, getting a whole bunch of the old, unneeded, and cut damaged wires out of the way, and then chasing down the lights to the front wires, see where they come from, and the headlights. Chased around the headlights a whole bunch. I got it, what seems to be plugged in. I guess what one of these zip ties is for. It's wrapped around the wire that goes out to the headlight, but it comes out over here to all those bundle of wires that come back here and everything, so I can't follow it properly anymore. And yep, found more damaged wire. Look at that. Exposed wiring. Got some tape on that one right up there. Some tape right there. So there's a whole bunch of work to do still. Good grief. This should be high beam. It clicks and feels nice. It's got a wiring out from under it, but it doesn't really change anything. So if you got old vehicles and wondering what those knobs are on the floor, high beam, washer fluid, most common ones on the left side. If they're on the right side, usually the starter. So anyway, back to, oh yeah, there's more wires underneath that weren't connected. There's at least one over there. Yep, you can see it hanging down right there in the middle. So anyway, back to what I was working up front. What I set up, want to make sure I got a good ground. So I got this black shoved in the end of the jumper wire clamped into the ground for the fender, lights, headlights, signals, and everything. Make sure the device is working. Got the ends connected, touching. Yes, 0, no resistance, over limit. Connected, nothing. See? No resistance. I have a good ground right there. Hell yeah. That is grounding out. That is indeed the ground for all the lights up front. Typically. So, with that knowledge, we can start, whoops, wire caught on the tire. There we go. With that knowledge, shoot, I need to actually disconnect the battery. I'm sorry for doing that, because first thing, I want to check if any of those wires up front are ground, and I don't want power going to any of them so I don't damage the meter. Because even if they are ground, or if they are grounding out, if they're getting power, well, that could be a very good reason of why I'm not getting lights up there. Because it's getting short to ground. That's no good. Let's do this. There we go. I can see the meter. I have both sets of wires up here. Derp. That's why it's rubber padded. Alright, so I got one probe. The grays would love that. So I have the small wire that has only harness that has 3 wires together. Nope. No ground there, not even a blip. Remember, rub it around, scrub it. Nope, nothing. Nothing. Okay. So I got no grounding at all on the 3 wires. So now let's try the big 5 one. And wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 wires. The one where there are 6 wires in the harness. I have 3 with connections with these blade connectors. I have one long one that's been cut, a shorter one that's been torn, and a really short one down here that's been cut. So let's start with these long ones. Looking at the meter. Nothing. No ground at all there. That's good. And this is actually good. You don't want it to blip at all. You don't want any motion whatsoever, because that means these aren't even coming close to grounding out. They are completely, solidly to power. So good. Those 3, they're supposed to have power. No ground whatsoever. Okay, that's into that one. This one's pretty grody. Should trim it, fresh wire, but okay. And last one, that little piece way down here. Oh, check that out. At the ground. This wire, doot, at the ground wire. Sweet. All right, cool. Why there's a ground when it connects to the thing anyway underneath fender, I don't know. But that, my friends, is a good, solid ground. I mean, there was no resistance whatsoever. So this is solid. All right. I am glad I know that. Now, let's check some lights. Let's connect that battery up. And what we're going to do first thing after we reconnect the battery is test to see what kind of power, if any, we're getting through all these things. I'm going to double check that my lights, all my switches are off. But I do have the headlights connected, or where they should be connected. There we go. I know I could use a wrench or a socket and do it a little faster, but whatever. Alright, cool. Power is on. Let's check our switches. Everything is indeed off. That's not even connected to anything. That first one. Sorry. All the switches are indeed off. Let me check. Need to hop up here. Alright. Headlight switch, temporary. They're both plugged in. And marker lights, temporary, is plugged in. This is the headlight location here. This one I think is like mirror heat or something, or spare. See, I got the zip tie on there to indicate they are part of this circuit back here. This was coming in. These two wires do indeed go to the front. These two right here. They go all the way through the dashboard, up through the firewall, all the way out to the fender, way up there. What they're supposed to connect to, I don't know. I need to get a wiring diagram. But those two do indeed go out there. And from what I remember, these were just already plugged in there. I haven't moved them. I removed a whole lot of other stuff. I even wrapped that portion up in tape right here, because it was just jammed underneath the nut rather than being plugged in. So I don't know why. This breaker seems to be fine. Fuse, whatever that is, it seems to be fine. But anyway, everything is off. Some things are connected. Let's see if we are getting any power through any of these terminals. So let's grab our handy dandy probe. No voltage. Good. Shouldn't get any volt. Now, we shouldn't have any kind of power up here whatsoever. We shouldn't have anything. Tiny little bit. Barely a tenth of a volt. That's fine. So far, so good. 2/10. Negative. That's okay. 2/10. 2/10 again. Same. Well, a little less actually. And check our ground. Good. We're not getting any short to ground. If that had power, that would be a problem. So, cool. Everything's good. I'm going to leave you here, and I'm going to go turn on the turn signal. Now, the reason why I'm turning on the turn signal is I have not messed with that whatsoever. I have, other than unplugging all these wires, I have not, gotta make sure nothing's touching just in case. I haven't, turn signals don't rely on a switch. They always work, regardless. So, let's start with this one here. Oh, hello. 5, 10. Ooh, are you gonna tell me? I'm getting 10, 11. Yeah. Now that, jumping around like that, that's perfectly fine. That's the turn signal. That's the turn signal right there. We have turn signal. I got 4-ways on, so I don't know which one. That's something, at least. Not even close. See how much different that is? Ooh, hello, hello. Green. Awesome. So green and I'd say between these two, yellow. This one. So green and yellow, they're signals. Those are my turn signals. We're getting some voltage through here. 2. I saw it up to 2. Interesting. Always be mindful, because we know we got 2 of those ends that have power, that are hot. The signals, anyway. Perfect. Nice, steady cold. Alright, so let's hook it on the hood latch. Hood tie down. I don't want it touching on the metal here and grounding out. So U, 2/10, okay. Now if you notice these other ones, they're not like jumping around like the other ones were. A little bit of motion, but not motion, but a little bit of registering on the meter. Like that. I'm not moving it with just that little bit, but okay. Cool. And I can still hear the turn signal clicking away. So we have turn signals. We have turn signals, people. We have turn signals. Not what I was quite working on, but sweet. Next, I'm going to turn off the four-ways and just do one at a time. Left signal. Alright, yellow. Ooh. Yellow is left. L for L. Green is not doing anything. Let me go to the right side. Okay. Green. Look at that. And I'll have to replace these ends anyway, because this is that's how bad that wiring was. It just so corroded. That's how bad that is. I'll throw it as a scrap. So yeah. Good. So we have a solid left signal, right signal right there. That is absolutely solid. Perfect. So I'm going to shut the signals off and I'm going to switch on the headlights because I got the headlights connected. Now, just because we know what those two wires are doesn't mean we can ignore them. We still got to check them because there may be a short in the system. So it doesn't really reduce the amount of work. Oh, shoot, that's right. Wait, let me shut the switch off. I forgot, almost forgot. You know how I say don't try to remember anything, always label it? Well, sadly, I don't have masking tape, so some cheaper duct tape. Green, I'm going to put it right over the end, that way I don't have to worry about it touching stuff and shorting out. Just going to do this, doesn't need to be pretty. There we go, make a nice big flag. So it both covers it and RT right signal. Atrocious handwriting, yes. Now we do the same on the yellow one. That one's not as critical. Well, not critical, but that one's not as dangerous because it doesn't have an exposed end on it like the green did, because it broke off. But you should still cover the end. You never know. If you're doing stuff, make it safe. And this is left. LT. Left signal. Ta-da! So now, oh, wait, one more. Gonna label that ground. So you know what? I might get busy and have to go do other stuff for who knows how long, and I might forget. Maybe someone else is gonna take over the project. Not in my plans at all. But if someone else happens to take over it, they need to know what the hell's going on as well. So for the current state of the matter, this is... Oh, I bumped the phone. It's okay though. Still kind of looking at what I'm doing. Ground. big flag. Awkward writing here. Ground. Ta-da! So, we have three of these wires taken care of. Interestingly, they're all on the bigger harness of the two, the bigger loom, whatever. They're all on the bigger harness. So we have 3 more wires to work out, plus these other 3 to work out as well. So but the weird thing is there's so many wires down here, it doesn't make any sense. Unless it's like a Freightliner where both the left and right sides are independent, which if you didn't know, the older Freightliners, I don't know about the modern generations, but the right and left side headlights each have their own independent circuit. So if that's the case, we would have, say, right and left low beam, right and left high beam, and then right and left marker, with leaving this last one to be, I have no idea what, just I don't know. I don't know what it's up here for. I don't know why there are so many wires. It could just be high beam, low beam, marker. And then that would leave this entire other harness for whatever. So I don't know. Maybe it's not, I just thought of this, maybe it's not parking and marker lights. Maybe it's like cab lights. Like when some trucks you turn on your trailer lights, and like you got a couple lights in the truck, and that's a whole separate circuit. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe there's 2 sets of parking lights up here because there are 2 sets of lights up here, which would tell me a lot, actually. I've been wondering. That's factory. That's absolutely factory. But this, I've been wondering about these. I don't think these are factory. But I've seen some trucks with lights here. Not these, not this style of light, but a different kind of light here. So I've been wondering if there's supposed to be a light here. And it could very well be. That's probably it. Sweet. Oh, I like that. Yes. That tells me a lot. So this is probably indeed an extra set of lights for markers. And like these are probably high beam, low beam, marker. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, all right. Anyway, let me get back to what I was doing previously before taping it up and turning on headlights on. Oh, good grief. Phone. Good. Turn on the headlights. And we'll test if we have power. All right. Headlight switch is on. And I chased a bunch of wiring from the headlights. I checked the fuse panel, or the fuses, breakers, whatever they are. And from the very first video, I believe the very first electrical video, we know we have power there. And so I followed that from where it says headlight and ran it all the way through. It's plugged in. It goes up and around, come back around. And I followed that wire all the way until before it runs down over on the firewall there. So if there's any problem, probably ignore it for too long. All right, 0.3, that's no headlight. So if there's any problem, it's probably where I can't effectively reach it. I hope. But it does run through a couple, I don't knows, up on the front of the firewall. I'll show you those after we're done here. Sorry. Oh, nothing there. We did the brown, we did the yellow. That's it, actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brown, blue, yellow. Yeah, brown, blue, yellow. We did all 3. We have no headlights on this circuit, on this wiring. Okay. What this? Nothing. Nothing. I wonder if my batteries are dead. Interesting. Nothing. Okay, we have no headlights. Well, let me hit the switch for the high beams, see if that makes a difference. That's that floor switch. Check again. No. No. Let's go down a little, maybe. Check all this conglomerate chunk. No. Yellow, blue, green. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, just those 3. Sorry if I'm blocking your view. No, it's stone cold. We do not have headlights. Poop. Well, poop. Alright. Let me check one other switch. It's just... Oh, the 2 that were plugged in for the main 5-point harness, I believe? Or through the one that went to the firewall. Let me get that switch on. Okay. Early video. Followed this wire harness up and this one, and found out that this one is where this one was plugged into on the firewall up there on the outside, and then found out where it came through on the inside, and that's what I got. That's why I chased back and zip tied up and everything. This one I'm not too sure. I don't know where this one goes. So, but there are more wires that go through the firewall than what this has on it. So somewhere wiring joins this harness at the firewall. So 2 wires that come directly out to here are plugged in right now with power. Where they connect to, I don't know. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, not that one. Try this one. Nothing there. Whoa, look at that. Steady 11-8. 11. Oh, and it's the same. These are markers. Let me unplug one of them and see what happens. Because there were 2 that are plugged into it. Let me unplug one. See if I can. Alright, 2 of them are plugged into the same switch. It's weird. Okay, that's power. Nothing. Oh, yeah, buddy. It looks like... Well, this has got blue paint on it, but it's also flaked away. Looks like this is a blue wire and a white wire. 10B? You can't see it, really. Right here. 10B. Alright, let me plug that other one back in. Alright, let me check this one more time. 11.82. 11.8. Nice. So let me hop inside let's go inside and take a look at what color those are, if possible. Alright. These 2. Nope, that is a headlight. See, remember, wrapped all these things with zip ties. The white and maroon. Right there. This zip tie, white and maroon. Alright, cool. Power comes in, comes out to these 2. And I hear a baby. Here's the walking baby. He could walk on his own, he just doesn't want to. But hey, he's not even 2 years old, so that's okay. Anyway, so let's switch. 1, 2, 3, fourth switch. Headlights were off the whole time. By the way, headlights. Yeah, another random wire disconnected. This one is part of the front bundle, so I'm not sure what that connects to. The headlights, after they come out of the block there, they loop around a bunch, and they come into, I believe, these two. And then this one comes off and goes all the way back. This one, if I remember correctly, comes back over to here or up to the cab roof. This one I have no idea. I haven't followed it yet. There's a whole bunch of other wiring over here to deal with. You okay? You just being cranky? Hungry, you think? Got anything for him to eat?
Yeah, but I need help.
Okay. Well. But you want help? Yeah. Okay. Well. That's okay, though. I am going to leave it here. I got to check those pieces over here. I got to find out what the hey these two are. Maybe one of them the high beam, low beam switch. Oh, wait a minute. There's a line coming off the back of this one. Interesting. And I don't feel anything else attached to that one. Okay. So I don't think this has anything to do with the headlights. But this one probably does. I don't know if that's any good or not. Right. So I'll have to check those connections there, see if power's coming in or out, see if anything changes. So anyway, we have turn signals. Those are good. Those are probably always just fine. We have extra. I want to say those are the extra marker lights and not part of the main, because they're on that 3-wire harness instead of the bigger 5 or 6-wire harness, whatever it is. So for now, that's some good day. Got tons of wires to find out where they go to and either remove them or get them fixed. Goodness, look at all this crap. It's just so many freaking wires. So, I'm going to get these all sorted out. And yeah, that'll be the next one, is figuring out what that is, checking it. Maybe I can see something about the high beam switch. Click up. Feels good. You can see there's a whole bunch of air lines and wires that come down through here. And that's where all that stuff goes to. Yeah. So, there's a lot to go on here. I'm going to try and see if I can find out where... No, actually, that should be just fine. The one block we've already tied up with those, this one right here, that should be everything. Unless it's not headlights. It could very easily be non-headlights. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to go help the wife, help the family. Oh yeah, that's right. Another 2 more wires just kind of hanging out doing nothing. So much stuff to fix. But that is the price of an old vehicle. Thanks for joining.